Hey guys, welcome to the Wolfbite channel. Today's video, we're going over the replays for our first win in the monthly championship challenge in June 2021. And let's go ahead and bring up our wins here and our official Supercell message that we won the challenge. In the games, I was joined by my brother, the 4960, and our friend Wachiki, and together we completed the challenge 15-2, as you guys just saw. And shout out to Brawlify.com for providing the stats on the popular and good brawlers to play in each map. Make sure to use their code Brawlify in the shop. And let's go ahead and check out the replays here. So we actually started off with a couple of warm-up matches to try and test out some comps. Right here in the first official match of Gem Grab on Double Swoosh. My brother and I actually played on our mini accounts, and we kind of got wrecked because we didn't know what brawlers to kind of go with. And then our friend Wachiki decided that he wanted to play Primo, and since I really like playing support, I recommended we play a really noob-friendly comp in Double Tank. And as you can see here, it's actually working out pretty well. We're up 3 gems to none, and I'm just doing my best to keep my teammates alive. Gotta be really aggressive with the double tank comps. Make sure you don't give them a chance to come at you, and that way you can just maintain control of the map. I was a little hesitant at using the Poco Double Tank comps at first. I knew Primo was basically the best brawler in the meta right now, and knowing that there's probably going to be a lot of anti-tanks brawlers, or take out like M's. I would say Taro would be pretty good at taking out tanks. And so I was a little hesitant at that at first, but like I said, just playing Poco Double Tank is really noob friendly. There's not a whole lot of room for error. As long as you can dodge, as long as you can get, and after that, once you get close, you just go to town and they can't take you out, especially with all the heals that Poco provides. And right here, Wachiki did a really good job at protecting me from the Mortis. And that's the end of the first match. That's pretty straightforward, pretty simple, pretty easy. Alright, second match here. So our comp really worked well, obviously, on the first one, so we didn't have the need to make any changes at all, and just went with the same thing. It was pretty dominant. I was pretty worried about the Amber and Jessie here, because once Jessie gets her turret, she can just do that stun on the tanks, and it soaks up a whole lot of ammo from us rather than taking out the brawlers themselves. The other thing is Amber, you can see here, she got a lot of puddles everywhere. Taking out that grass, that was pretty smart of the Amber, so that way our tanks can't hide in there. Right here, just trying to clear out the mines so we don't run into them later. Wachiki getting away with a little jump there, as you can see, to try to get that last second stun on him. Alright, and for the third match, we actually got a loss. I'm not really sure what happened on this loss here. Um, I think maybe the Sandy probably got a whole lot of value, but we can go ahead and just play it in ×2 just to see what happened, probably what we could have done a little bit better. I guess that's probably the bad start there, is all three ganged up on our one or two brawlers here and there, but charge up their supers really fast. But somehow we managed to still come out of it without really going down and still have control of all the gems, so I guess it worked out. Oh, I remember. I called out that the Rosa was hiding in that grass, and I thought I got a little greedy and went in to get that gem, and Rosa popped out, and I didn't get the defense covered for me, because obviously Poco can't take out a Rosa by himself, and she ended up taking all the gems from me, and we really just couldn't recover from that. I was on comms with my brother, so I was able to kind of communicate to him, but not all three of us weren't on comms, unfortunately. Maybe if we were all on comms, there probably would have been a chance. Primo would have been ready for the Rosa. And after this loss, I wasn't feeling very good because, like I said, we got wrecked on our mini accounts. We only got a couple of wins, but the test run failed. And we already got one loss in the challenge, so I wasn't too sure we were gonna we're pacing ourselves up very well. Alright, let's go into the third win for a gem grab. But nonetheless, me and my brother try to stay even. We try to maintain our expectations since we haven't won a challenge before, but you know, we keep trying. And usually it's just me and my brother going in, and we always get stuck with a random. And so luckily we're able to get our friend on this one. So going in with a friend is always better than a random, because at least you can communicate your comp. You can try and, you know, call out things, count out gadgets, call out when you need help, stuff like that. I'm not sure how I feel about Max in this meta. I know Max was pretty OP in the last meta with her speed super. So I don't think Max really posed much of a threat, but I haven't really seen or heard a whole lot about how effective Max is right now, so I'm still pretty cautious about that speed. Especially if the tank gets speed, they can just run up on me and take all the gems again. So not too bad of a match. We won our matchups. I played safe. I didn't get myself into too much trouble. And we're able to get the third win and complete the gem grab set. And let's see. Next was Siege at some assembly required. And normally here, when I play ladder on this map, I really like to play Barley. Barley's just, I find a very fun brawler to play. But when I checked out the stats on the website for Brawlify, the Dynamite had actually a really high win percentage here. And I know Dynamite got that movement speed buff, but I actually still didn't think Dynamite would be like that dominant on this map. A lot of the pros I see play single tank with a double thrower, so I was kind of thinking of playing that comp, but if they had triple tank, we probably would have been wrecked because only one tank can't handle all three. But my brother actually wanted to play Stu, and even with the nerf to Stu, that he doesn't do the knockback anymore with the super. Stu is a pretty effective brawler still. He can't do the clutch one-on-ones without that knockback as much anymore, but his damage output's really high still. His gadget's pretty good, you know, get us back to the center of the map to maintain control. And so with Stu, I felt comfortable my brother playing Stu, plus he played him a lot in Power League, so he's the better Stu for sure out of the two of us. And I much rather play a low skill brawler, so you know there's less room for error. And throwers, I feel, are typically lower skilled than most of like the controllers brawlers. And as you can see, it worked out pretty well. We won fairly easily. I think the highest skill cap for Dynamite, in my opinion, would be using his stun gadget. You know, you gotta make sure you get a lot of value and don't waste a shot on it, because it's such a valuable gadget. And as you'll see in the matches that I kind of don't use it to its maximum effectiveness, but I guess I used it good enough in order to get the dubs. And let's go to the second match here in Siege. Every time I watch the pros play, they always say the most important bolt's always the first one, so that way you can maintain control and get the upper hand in the first spot. So that way your opponents are too concerned with that first spot, and they leave the rest of the area, the map, in your control. And here, I had a little bit of a hard time, because it's basically I gotta take on both the throwers and create space for my teammates. I felt Barley was the most threatening brawler if they would have gotten a siege bot. Barley with his super just does so much damage to our Ike, so I'm trying to prioritize Barley. Tick is threatening, but I don't feel like he's as threatening as Barley. And Penny, I feel, is just a meme brawler. Like, sure, you might get the turret on the enemy Ike, but a lot of good players usually take that out really quickly. And I really cringe whenever I see Penny inside a siege map. Unless you deliberately have a comp built to help Penny out and support Penny, I don't recommend going in on a siege map with a Penny, at least not until she gets her stats reworked. Although she did get a buff, I think, just recently, a slight damage buff if I'm not mistaken. But still, she just reloads too slow, she doesn't do enough damage, and as long as brawlers don't clump up together, she doesn't really get a whole lot of value. It's not bad, we got the second win in Siege, and let's go ahead and get the next game. And it looks like the next game is actually a loss also. I actually don't really remember why we lost, so let's see what happens. Maybe I just got outplayed on the Dynamite matchup. I actually don't play Dynamite a whole lot. Like I said, I prefer to play Barley if I play a thrower. Tick, I think Tick is one of the most annoying brawlers in the game, so, and pretty easy to use, so if you can use Tick, by all means, that's probably one of the better throwers. It looks like Belle just probably got a lot of value by her shots ricocheting back and forth to us. And at this point, I wanted to blow up the, finish off the 7% with my super, because I felt like I would have done enough, but Dynamite got a really clutch stun off of me and managed to get me. And as you can see, our Primo was ready to jump in. I think that was a bad call. He should have pulled back after I went down, but I guess he didn't notice and he just went in. He could have tanked the shots while I would have finished off the Ike, and it ended up working against us. And as you can see, they ended up picking up the second bot, and now they're gonna have control of the map, because we need our Primo on defense for this bot, and he's not there. And so at this point, it's kind of already too late. They're on the Dynamite on the Ike. They're gonna take it out really fast. So, alright, so I think at this point we're like 4-2, 5-2, something like that. So we got a long way to go to 15 wins, and already 2 losses. I'm trying not to keep my hopes up, trying to keep calm, trying to maintain focus, aim my shots, pay attention a little bit more of my positioning, what I'm doing. And I try and go for the Jackie stun here so that way she can't pick up the bolts and just stop them in their tracks. And I managed to hit the stun and then get the finishing kill. And the Gene ended up outplaying me, and I was trying to really work for my ammo, and I didn't have any enough to take him out anyways. So it's all good. We got the first stage bot, we're tied in bolts, and I just gotta make sure I keep zoning so we can maintain control and get the bolts again. That's the most important thing, rather than go for damage, I think. Right here I'm waiting for the Jackie again, make sure I get that stun to stop her before she gets me. And somewhere right here, I get it. Okay, I think it's on the next spot, if I'm not mistaken. I want to get a really clutch stun, and unfortunately, our Primo, well, let's just say he helps him out rather than taking advantage of it. I think it's right here. So I get the double stun, and I toss my super, finish him off, and Primo just tosses the Jackie out of my fire, and I probably could have got the double kill, and we would have had complete control and probably would have won this bot, and instead we didn't get it. They get the bot, and now I don't have any stuns left to hang on to the bot in place. So I just gotta hope my teammates take care of the bot, and my goal is to take out the Barley, as you just saw, because like I said, Barley's gonna do the most damage to the Ike, and I was able to take him out before he got close. But it's all good. We still got the dub. All right. Next. Oh, hot zone. Okay. I wasn't sure what to do with this comp. I really don't enjoy hot zone all that much. I feel like it's, once you get control, it's really hard to like wrestle the control away from the opponent. Maybe it's just because I'm inexperienced, or I'm pretty casual at the game. So maybe if I get better, I wouldn't have such a problem. But I did during we were deciding our comps. Our friend picked Surge, which Surge is good at this map, don't get me wrong, but I feel like you really gotta prioritize staying alive. So I wasn't confident if he'd be able to stay alive to maintain his power-ups. My brother wanted to play Rosa. I would have actually preferred Primo, but my brother really likes playing Rosa, I guess. Preference over Primo right now, I guess. So I was fine. You know, we already had 2 losses. I had my expectations at a minimal, so we didn't have much to lose. Like, if you guys feel comfortable playing those brawlers, go for it. And it came down to how was I gonna support my teammates, and I ended up deciding to go, like I said, Barley, because Barley I really like playing, and I really feel good about playing Barley. And then I ended up spending some more time trying to figure out my setup for Barley, like what gadget, what star power. I ended up going for sure with Sticky Syrup in such a tank dominant meta, and it's better to use the healing star power against enemy throwers, but I wasn't sure against how many throwers we're gonna play against, and I figured since there wouldn't really be a lot of throwers, it'd be better to use the damage star power. That way I could support my team a little bit more, since they're the ones who are going to be in the circles. So it looks like our picks are working out really well. My brother's staying alive, Washaki's staying alive, he's maintaining his power-ups, and then I'm providing damage on both sides just enough to help them win their 1v1 matchups. And here's the last match on Hot Zone. And if I'm not mistaken, it looks like we played against an Edgar in every single match. I guess Edgar is a good tank counter. Maybe that's why people want to play him. You know, with his healing, hypothetically on paper, I guess he would win the matchup 1v1. But he just doesn't have enough health to win more than that. So I think Edgar was kind of a poor pick. And if they're going to play Edgar, they really need to go for the thrower. So they need to really go for me. Because I'm pretty defenseless if they can just take out me and then take out the tanks. It's just like Overwatch, like when you play against Reinhardt. My brother always tells me, and top ladder, top comp gameplay, you're not going to take out a Reinhardt, you got to take out his support. And then that's how you take out a Reinhardt. So it would be like the same concept here in Brawl Stars, which we call mini Overwatch, because it's basically the same thing, just different name. So yeah, take out me, then you take out the tanks, or take out Surge. Alright, for the next mode, Heist on Hot Potato, and I actually really enjoy playing Heist, and I really like playing this map. The only thing I don't like about Heist is I feel more so than the other modes, or like Gem Grab or Brawl Ball, for example, I feel like it's very, very team dependent, because it can get so one-sided so quickly, and if the other team just decides to rush in and ignore like your enemy Jesse or whatever, they can just take out the safe so quickly. So Heist, kind of like Hot Zone, I feel can snowball and get out of control really quickly if you're not careful. But since we do have a team, I do feel better about playing this map, because I feel like I can actually rely on people. And I'm not the best Colette or anything, but I have been practicing Colette a little bit on my ladder gameplay. So I felt pretty comfortable playing Colette, and I really liked just using her super on the safe when you get the chance. I considered using Rico, because Rico's pretty meta here. But I'm not a very good Rico. I gotta practice that brawler a little bit more next so I can be more confident, especially because I feel like his shots are easily missable, especially if you're trying to just obviously ricochet them all the time. Alright, and then here's the second match. So for sure we wanted a tank. Brawl seems to be pretty good on Heist because he does so much damage. So my brother, he's a really good tank. Even in Overwatch, he plays tank. He mains tank. So he took a Bull, and Washiki didn't really know what brawler to play. He originally was thinking about Carl, which Carl was pretty meta on the last patch. However, he did get, I think, a range nerf, and from my understanding, this is just, you know, information I hear from pros and stuff when I see them play, is any little adjustment to Carl definitely affects them quite a bit. And so even if it was just like a 2-tile, 3-tile range reduction, that definitely changes up Carl's effectiveness, especially with his gadget, that, you know, the flying hook one. So I ended up actually recommending that he play Jessie, because Jessie can be really good against tanks, and with a turret, you can just rack up the damage so quickly on that safe. I got caught off guard on that play right there. The Primo just body jumped me. But I was able to stop him quick enough to minimize the damage. I'm missing all my shots. Right there I was pretty frustrated with myself because I kept missing all those shots on Jessie. And then once Jessie was left by herself and I saw my brother move in, Jessie can't do enough. That one was a little risky, but I felt like I took a calculated risk because my brother was going in, Washiki was going in, and Jessie can't do enough damage to get the save herself, I felt like. So I felt like we made the right call to go in like that. Although I will admit, it was kind of risky. Alright, so the last match here. I'll watch a little bit more of my brother's gameplay. Ooh, got wrecked by that Ems. I got overconfident right there, trying to take out that Rico. I thought we had him and ended up paying for it. Oh, right there, I just missed the save. I should've got just a tad closer. And this was a really clutch stun by our Jessie. I was really glad that she took out that Rico, because the Rico probably would have started racking up damage pretty fast if we didn't get him. I thought about going in with my super right there, but I didn't want to get obliterated. So I ended up working against. I probably ended up should have doing it because I ended up getting trapped and cornered right there, and I couldn't even react fast enough to take out the Rico. But it turns out it looks like the Colette threw. She tired of fighting, I guess, and lost. So all good. I'll take the easy dub. Alright, so Heist is over with, and now, yep, it's just Bounty. So again, Washiki was thinking about Piper, and Piper can be real dominant. I don't think she's good in this meta, because again, a bunch of tanks, and I definitely think Piper is a high skill cap brawler with the slow reload speed, and maintaining your distance to maximize Piper's shots. So, you know, I'd much rather try and play a brawler that's lower skill cap, so that way you don't have to focus so much mechanically. And I feel like you give yourself a better chance to win if you pick an easier usage brawler. So since he didn't have Bell, I decided to go Bell, since Bell is pretty good, still pretty dominant in this meta. And I told him I wanted to for sure play a thrower in case the enemy team had a thrower, because we would definitely need one. And I do think Tick is one of the best bounty brawlers, and again, Tick is just so easy to use, so we decided to go take Bell and Rosa. And so our Tick went down, and did I go down? I think I got eliminated, and so we not starting good. And remember, once we get one more loss, like, we're knocked out. So there's only about 40 seconds left. Down 5 stars, now 3 stars. So we really got to clutch up. But towards the end, it looks like between Rosa tanking all the shots and Tick zoning them, we're able to kind of corner them back. And they've kind of made a mistake. They should have probably tried to maintain their position, because by pushing them back, Tick's going to get a lot of value. If I hit a shot, it's going to get a lot of value by ricocheting back and forth to them. Yeah, at this point, we're just, you know, kiting them backwards and getting more stars off of it. So what started off pretty rocky, we ended up clutching up and coming back. Alright, second match of Bounty on Canal Grande, or Grande.
It's all mine.
So with the 2 snipers on their team, I know I really gotta focus on winning my matchup, because they're gonna be keeping us back with all their range that they got. And I also gotta be careful. I'm very cognizant of Surge's TP gadget, his teleport. So I'm making sure I'm kind of setting up some of my gadgets around as defense, so at least if he teleports onto me, if he's lucky enough to get the kill, then hopefully my team can get the kill back, at least since he's slowed. And I'm also trying to protect our Tick, because he's also very liable to Surge's gadget. So I'm just trying to maintain my distance, as a good sniper is supposed to do. And right here I called out to my brother that he was in trouble, but I didn't notice that my brother had went down. So here it looks like I'm winning my matchup for the most part, and I'm able to push the enemy Bell back, make her pretty ineffective, which gives the opportunity for the other half of my team to take control of the other side of the map, or at least maintain the grass. And the Tick's doing a really good job of just cycling his Tick heads. Those are really good for just making them waste ammo and having to soak up all of those shots that they can't spend on us. that was a really good call by my brother. He saw the surge going in for a last second dive, and it went in, tanked it up. And the final match. So after we just got our 14th win, that was actually our record. Our previous record was 13 wins with me and my brother, and I didn't want to jinx it by calling out, oh hey, we got 14 wins. So I kept my mouth shut, tried to focus on my gameplay, make sure I could land those shots, and try not to get too excited and have a big letdown in the end in case we lost. So knowing that they have Primo, as soon as I'm always keeping an eye on Primo and his super. So as soon as I know he's got that, he's gonna want to dive in when he's ready. So I'm waiting for the super dive. That way we can just throw our shots all at him and take him out as quick as possible. And keeping an eye on that where the Poco is, because he's gonna want to heal up the Primo obviously, and as well trying to maintain distance from the Sprout. Because those Sprout bounces are insane sometimes. You don't think it's going to hit you, and then it just gets one more bounce and it does get you. So I really got to work on keeping track of Sprout's mechanics a little bit better. I try to set up over here a gadget just in case the Primo dives in, so that way we can stun lock him a little bit and take him out. And I know I got range on all of these guys, so I'm really trying to zone them out. And since, again, they cornered themselves, that's really beneficial for me and Tick. See the Primo coming in. He got hit just like I figured. He got hit by my gadget. We didn't take him out, unfortunately, but at least he's marked, so he gets that increased damage, I believe. And even though I have my super, I don't want to remark somebody else, because that makes Primo very hesitant to go in since he's marked. And we actually managed to get it. It was quite a pleasant surprise. And GG's to my brother in Washaki.